is a video in a playlist, and it's brought to you by Exfoliage. We sell Young Living essential oils and Cutco knives. Okay, Young Living recommends oils for high blood pressure to include ylang ylang, marjoram, eucalyptus, lavender, spearmint, clary sage, clove, balsam fir, goldenrod, lemon, nutmeg, and wintergreen. There is some fine print about oils to avoid if you are hypertensive. And it says, be careful with hyssop, rosemary, sage, thyme, and peppermint. It says this list is a compilation of the safety data contained in the aromatherapy books written by the following authors. Okay, so I guess that says Anne Berwick, Julia looks like Julia Lawless, Shirley and Len Price, Jeannie Rose, Robert Tisserand, and Tony Ballack. So those people say to avoid it. I have hypertensive sometimes, and I've never had a problem. Anyway, ylang ylang, it says it's arterial to put it in your hand. Rub them together, cup your nose, breathe deeply. Okay, that's how to help reduce your blood pressure. And it says do that for about 5 minutes. You can also put it on your feet. All those oils we just spoke about. It says marjoram regulates. Marjoram was the go-to one for mine for high blood pressure. Okay, place it on your heart points, your left arm, hand, foot, and over your heart. You could smell it, diffuse it, inhale it, eat it. It's food. Not poisonous food. There is a recipe, 3 drops of ylang ylang, 3 drops of marjoram in bath water twice a week. Also another blend is recommendation is geranium, 5 drops of geranium, 8 drops of lemongrass, 3 drops of lavender, 1 ounce of oil, like a V6 is what we have, it's a blend, and rub over your heart and the heart. Vita Flex points on your left foot and hand. We do have a paper hand that shows you those somewhere. Blend 2 is 10 ylang ylang drops, 5 marjoram, 5 cypress. And the V8 or the V6 oil rub over the heart and Vita Flex points on the left foot and left hand. And that's for high. If you have low blood pressure, they recommend the rosemary, hyssop, which says raises it, pine, and ylang ylang. Place oils on the heart points. Smell from the palms of your hands, diffuse, place a few drops in a cotton ball, place into your air vents, in your car. Aromatherapy. Okay? So, I thought we'd do blood pressure and burglary. Chapter, I don't know, title, not chapter, title. It's probably statute number 3502, burglary. Offense defined. A person commits the offense of burglary if, with the intent to commit a crime, therein the person enters a building or occupied structure or separately secured or occupied a portion thereof that is adapted for overnight accommodations in which at the time of the offense any person is present and the person commits, attempts, or threatens to commit a bodily injury crime therein, enters a building, occupied structure, separately secured or occupied portion thereof that is adapted for overnight accommodations in which at the time of the offense any person is present, enters a building or occupied structures or a separately secured occupied portion thereof and is adapted for overnight accommodations in which at the time of the offense no person is present, enters a building or occupied structure or separately secured occupied portion thereof that is not adapted for overnight accommodations in which at the time of the offense any person is present. 4, enters a building or occupied structure or separately secured or occupied portion thereof that is not adapted for overnight accommodations in which at the time of the offense no person is present. So, like, burglary is just like getting in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what a burglar is. They get in there. Okay, defense B says it is a defense to prosecution for burglary if at any time the following exists at the time of the commission of the offense. If the building or structure was abandoned, that's not burglars. The premises are open to the public, not a burglar. Or the actor is licensed or privileged to enter, not a burglar. Okay. And now, burglary, is it in the Bible? A little bit, maybe. Theft, we have theft. A little bit in here. Exodus 22:7, if a thief be found, let him pay double. Exodus 22:1, if a man shall steal an ox, sheep, and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox. 4 sheep for a sheep. Deuteronomy 22:3 says, do not pretend not to see the lost property and don't hide your eyes. Deuteronomy 23:24, if you enter into your neighbor's vineyard, you may eat all the grapes you want, but do not put any in your basket to go. Exodus 22:7, if a man deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and if he's stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. Zechariah 5 says, then I turned, lift up my eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said to me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. So, is that a flying carpet? All right. Line 3, then he said to me, this is the curse that goeth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side, according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and it shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. There's a U.S. code for extortion and threats, U.S. Code Chapter 41. Whoever, being an officer, an employee of the United States, or any department or agency thereof, or representing himself to be, or assuming to act as such, under color, or pretense of office or employment, commits or attempts an act of extortion, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years, or both. But if the amount so extorted or demanded does not exceed 1,000, he shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year, or both. All right, so we have a message in the Book of Mormon, Alma 30, line 11. There was a law that men should be judged according to their crimes. Nevertheless, there was no law against a man's belief. Therefore, a man was punished only for the crimes which he had done. Therefore, all men were on equal ground. Exodus 22, if a thief be found breaking up and smitten that he die, no blood shall be shed for him. Deuteronomy 24:7, if a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel, and maketh merchandise of him or selleth him, then that thief shall die. Thou shalt put evil away from you. Psalms 50:18, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Proverbs 6:30, men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he's hungry. Proverbs 29:24, whoso is partner with the thief hateth his own soul, and hearing cursings and bewrayeth it not. Jeremiah 2:6, as the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed, they, their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets. Hosea 7:1, when I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered, and the wickedness of Samaria, for they commit falsehood. The thief cometh in, and the troop of robbers spoileth without. Nehemiah 5:7, I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said to them, you exact usury every one of his brother, and I set a great assembly against them. A message from the Book of Mormon, Mosiah 4, and I would that ye should remember that whosoever among you borroweth of his neighbor should return the thing which he borroweth according as he doth agree, or else thou shalt commit sin, and perhaps thou shalt cause thy neighbor to sin also. And finally, I cannot tell you all the things whereby you may commit sin, for there are divers ways and means, even so many that I can't number them. But this much I can tell you, that if you do not watch yourselves and your thoughts and your words and your deeds, and observe the commandments of God, and continue in the faith of which ye have heard concerning the coming of our Lord, even unto the end of your lives, you may perish. And now, O man, remember, and perish not,